I am Marlene Motivates. And as I always say, just know it, just breathe it, and be it, and live your best life.
Be encouraged, be inspired, be yourself, you will survive. Just know it, just breathe it, and be it, and live your best life.
And to gain further support, join my channel membership. Hey everybody, it's Marlene of Marlene Motivates, and welcome to your dose of positivity. It's Friday, so it's Relationship Friday, where we talk about some relationship topics. So if you're into this channel, go ahead and subscribe to this channel, turn on your notification bell so you won't miss any time I go live. I upload videos, and I'm going to say this at the beginning of this video, I'm going to say it in the middle of this video, and at the end. Tomorrow is the Spring Empowerment Conference, sponsored by myself, Marlene Motivates, and I have some amazing ladies, and that is Coach Mary Ma, Be Amazing Sylvia, Coach Sherry, Team Builds with Geo, and myself, and we're going to be doing the Blossom into Your Best Self Empowerment Conference. You are welcome. All the links to everybody is on the description box. I also just uploaded a video, so it's all there, and I hope that you will be there for this very powerful empowerment conference on tomorrow. So today is Friday. Happy Friday to all of you motivators. You made it to the weekend. Whew. Was it a long week, motivators? Or was it an okay week? we're going to get into talking about some of those things. So, welcome to today's show. Today, we're going to be talking about some relationship issues. And I think every single person has somebody that in their life that is toxic, okay? That we have people that we care about, people that we actually do love, but keeping them in our life is keeping us stuck. It's making us unhappy dealing with them. So we have to try to do better, right? We have to do better. And give me 1 second, a minor adjustment. Um, I hope everybody had a good week so far. My week, here in Florida, the weather changes, and it is definitely springtime in Florida where the weather is really hot, and then it gets to be very rainy, and then it gets to be very hot. Did I say it gets hot? But today is a nice, a blustery day. It's about 70 degrees, so it's beautiful out there. I really care about y'all because I like to be outside, enjoying nature, the weather, spending time with my loved ones. But I had to give us, you motivators, some of my time on today to get into talking about some Relationship Friday topic issues. And today's Relationship Friday is to leave those toxic folks alone. There's many people that we have in our life. We care about them. We love them. But it's something very important that we have to understand, that we need to value ourselves. Value yourself, respect yourself, love yourself, all of those things. And we can't do our best life. We can't be at peace. We can't have joy in our life because there's certain individuals that we care about them and we love them, but we can't allow them to take us backwards. And when we keep toxic people in our life, that's just what we do. They will stop us from winning because they will talk you out of your gifts. They will talk you out of your blessings. They will be jealous of you. They like to stir up things. They like to stir up mess. They like to stir up an anthill. They like to make drama. And those are the type of individuals that you cannot grow around them. You have to be around people who are like-minded, are in your position, or they are elevating even higher than you. You want people in your life that are in a position that they use their power, their energy, and their mindset to help, to heal, and to bless others. And if you have people around you that they don't want to elevate, they don't want to do anything positive, all they want to do is to bring other people down. And you will be taken down in that process. And it's the reason why we have to leave those people alone. And I'm going to first start off by saying one of those folks that you need to leave alone is your relatives. Now, don't get me wrong. I have relatives too. I love them. I care about them. But sometimes our relatives can be the most toxic individuals because some of them, because they're older, they have never learned about communication skills, healthy communication, I should say, because people do communicate, but they communicate in a toxic manner, yelling, arguing, giving the silent treatment. And also people communicate with their body language. Some people's body language is completely off and they're telling you how they feel if you pay attention. Hi, Miss Eunice. How are you doing? Welcome, welcome. Thank you so much for being here. I hope all is well with you. Appreciate you being here. Thank you so much. Happy Friday to you. Happy Friday. So that's one of the things that I had to definitely learn. I had to learn that while I care about my relatives, while I love them, whether it's your siblings, whether it's your friends, your mother, your father, your cousins, aunts, uncles, grandparents, some people who are our relatives, we have to leave those folks alone because they are going to stop you from being your best. We have to, because we're talking about the relationship Friday, the relationship that you have with yourself. That's one thing that nobody needs to come in that space and come before you. For many of us, we allow our relatives, we allow our friends, allow other people to come before us because, one, sometimes we just didn't know better. I can speak for myself. I didn't know better. I thought that I had to, right? You have to be supportive of them. You have to listen to them. You have to give them your money. You have to give them your time. And they are people that you can never satisfy. The more that you do is the more they want. The more ungrateful they are, the more that they demand. And that's something that irritates me, is when people are not asking you for help or support, they're demanding it. Well, and they complain if you don't give them all they want. If you give them $50 or $100, they want 200 to 500. So these are people that you can never satisfy, because many times we have enabled them. Let me say that. Don't get me wrong. We're all human beings. I've done it. I've done it many a times, thinking that we are doing something good for them because we care about them. We love them. We don't want to see them go through a bad situation, right? We don't want to see them hurt. We don't want to see them unhappy or sad, especially if they have children. You don't want to see your cousins or nephews or whoever hungry. So you help, because when you help them, you're helping other people among your relatives. But there's come a time where you have to put some caps on it. You have to put limits. You have to set boundaries, because they will never stop. They will always continue as long as you let them. And I didn't really realize, I just thought, I'm being such a good person. I'm such a good sister. I'm such a good aunt. I'm such a good this person or that person when it comes to relationships. But not everybody that we know, not everybody that we love loves us back. Yes, Miss Eunice, it is so annoying. So annoying. Yes. Hi, Hippy Dippy. Welcome. Yes, I am being positive. How are you doing? Happy Friday to you. Welcome in. Miss Eunice says, yes, sometimes though, when you overdo it, you create a monster. I had to learn that. And that's what I will call enable to disable. Whether it be your siblings, your friends, your workmates, your spouse, your significant other, whoever it is that you care about and you love, we think that many times we have to do things for them, and we go over and beyond for them. And it's the more that you do is the more that they want. They start wanting more and more and more. They want more of your time, your energy, your power. They want all of that. But we have to be the ones to advocate and speak up for ourselves. Remember, we are our own friends. We are our own advocates. We have to love ourselves. We cannot wait for other people to love us. You got to put on your own oxygen mask. I talk about it all the time over here. Fill up your own cup. Make sure you're taking care of yourself. Make sure you're doing okay here mentally, because you know that if your thoughts are not in a good space, then it's going to affect you physically. It's going to affect you financially, and it's going to affect you spiritually. Yes, I know many of us have to learn that, Miss Eunice. I'm great, always living the dream. Awesome. Well, thank you so much. I appreciate you being here. If everybody could hit the like, I'd really appreciate it. Happy Friday to everybody. And I want to say this to everybody. I'm not saying that it's the easiest thing in the world. It's very difficult. I struggle with it sometimes when you have people that you care about and you love, and they come to you once again for whatever is the support, the emotional support, the mental support, the spiritual support, the financial support. But it's the ones that no matter how much you do, if you help them one time with $10, the next time they'll come back to you wanting 50, and they won't be asking, they'll be demanding, I need this. When are you going to be here so you can give me, or when are you going to help me with this, and when are you going to support me with that? But it's not a reciprocated thing. You don't feel that they're putting on your oxygen mask too. Every healthy relationship is a give and a take. And sometimes, yes, of course, we may give more than others because of their, maybe our financial situation is better than theirs. Maybe our mental status is better than theirs. Maybe we are in a good space spiritually. But it's so important for us to realize the ones that are just out to take, to use us. And these are not the ones that is good. A relationship is something we with both people need to help each other. Yes, people need to help each other, but many people don't. They don't care about anybody but themselves. All they care about is satisfying whatever it is that they need. They need money, and if you don't give it to them, now they're going to be mad at you. Then they're going to say, you make enough money, or you gave it to this person. How come you gave it to them and you didn't give it to me? So those are the type of things that when a person starts getting into this space to where they're not asking, to where they're demanding, and it becomes toxic and it makes you feel miserable, you feel like you have no choices. This is where the toxicity comes in, because to all you motivators, I want to encourage you with this message. You always have a choice. You have a choice to be happy. You have a choice to be at peace. And you have the choice to have the power to say no. You have the power to say no. You have the power to walk away. You have the power to not listen to the negativity or their foolishness. Let me say, the people who are toxic, they're always complaining about something. This is one of the things that kind of gets under my skin and annoys me. Not saying that everybody doesn't have problems or that everybody doesn't need to vent. Every single person needs to vent with somebody. But when all they ever give is excuses, when all of the problems, everything that happens to them is somebody else's fault, and like everybody is against them, that's where the problem comes in. It really does. The problem comes in when people do not become responsible and mature for their own actions. I know that I can't speak for everybody, but it took me a long time to come to the space to where when I mess up, to apologize, to say sorry, and to stop repeating the same mistakes. See, what gets under my skin is when people apologize for things, but they're never doing anything to make changes. All they ever say is they're sorry because, number one, they don't want to talk about it. They don't want to face it. They're not going to make any changes, and they don't want to hear about it. And those are the people that we cannot keep them in our life. We cannot keep allowing people to treat us disrespectfully, to use us. We have to stop being a doormat to other people, or they will continue. And I used to be so upset and complain. I remember saying this to my therapist one day. They're always asking, and my therapist sat back and they said, but then if you really don't want to do it, then why are you doing it? See, it's one of those things that we have to remind ourselves of, the power of our choice, the power of knowledge, the power of, seeing that maybe you may have the money right now, but you may need it for a bill coming up or whatever. Or maybe you just don't want to do whatever it is that they're asking of you. You have the right as a human being, whether you want to talk with people, whether you want to go around them, whether you want to do whatever it is that they want you to do. As adults, you have the power of choice. And I remind myself of that from time to time. When you get into this routine of always giving to other people, feeling that you have no other choice, when it's not that way. You have the choice to, say no. You have the choice to walk away from people. You have the choice to leave people alone. You have that choice. You have that right. And people will get mad because they cannot control you. And this is where I want to pause and talk on this for a moment. Yes, you got that right. So many people get very upset and angry and shouting when they cannot control you, when they can't control what you think about, when they can't control your money, when they can't control who you are friends with, when they can't control you wanting to be in a relationship with them, when they can't know your business. This is when they get very upset, angry. They get into this rage. They start raging because they are losing the control over you. See, the more that we begin to know ourselves, love ourselves, be our own friend, we know about those boundaries. We pay attention to those red flags. So I want to stop on this right here to talk about some red flags. So, what are some of the red flags that we see in people that could be very strange or weird? For me, one of the red flags is when someone never apologizes. Like I was saying, zero accountability, zero, it's always pointing fingers, it's always blaming other people for their own issues. For most of the time, the mistakes that they have made, they've put themselves in that situation, they've put themselves in that predicament, but then it's your fault. See, those are the type of people that we cannot keep in our life. No matter how much we care for them, no matter how much we love them, and it pains us to say no to them, but there are certain individuals that you have to allow them to make some mistakes so they will learn better. They will learn to know better and to do better. you know, One thing that I definitely had to learn the hard way is that it's not our responsibility to be everybody's savior. It's not your responsibility to be the one that everybody has to depend on. And we put ourselves in those roles sometimes because we are mothers or fathers, aunties, uncles, grandparents, siblings, friends in relationships because we feel that they only have me, and that's not true. Remember that they have themselves and they need to make better choices and they need to learn to stand on their own 2 feet. That was so hard for me to get that lesson because I love to help people. I love to be supportive of people, but also I had to learn to put on my own oxygen mask and save my own self. Certain people are so toxic, are so using, are so manipulative, and we have to pay attention to our own self. And it gets to the point where you have to say, you know what? It's time for me to put on my own oxygen mask. It's time for me to love myself. It's time for me to seek my own friendship. It's time. And I say that to all of you motivators. It's time. It's time for you to put on your oxygen mask. It's time for you to tap back into your own personal energy, your own personal power. Pay attention to your mental health because our mental health matters. If you stay around people who are toxic and negative and complaining and never have anything and always miserable, arguing about everybody, you start to become just like that. You become who you associate with. You become what you listen to. You become what you believe. And when other people believe negatively about their lives, you start to become negative about your own. And that's not true. We have to stop thinking that things can't work for us. Actually, it's the people that are in our life that we need to step away from them so that they can have time to mature and to grow, and we can get back focused on what we need to get focused on. Oh, I'm so sorry, Mr. Fulton. I definitely will. How are you doing? Happy Friday. It's so important that we put some time, some energy into toxic people and pay attention and realize that for ourselves. We have to realize it for ourselves. We have to realize it for our future. And many times our future doesn't seem bright, or we feel that we have lost hope in our life because of the people that we have around us. And if you constantly allow yourself to stay around negative people, you will start becoming negative. You will start losing your focus. You will have your mental health issues and feel that you are so overcome and overwhelmed. And it's because you're taking on other people's problems and making them your own. So we have to realize that and pay attention that everybody's problems is not mine. And, we can empathize, we can listen to people, but we can't allow everybody else to like try to fix everybody's situation. And it's hard. It's hard when it's somebody that you care about to let them suffer with the consequences of their own actions. What they said, if you make your bed hard, you have to lie in it. And some people, unfortunately, you have to do that to them, especially the ones that use you, and they're using others. They play a lot of mind games, very manipulative, very mean spirited, or they portray themselves to be a certain way. And, they say all of the nice and sweet words to you, how much they care about you, how much they support you, how much they love you, and all of these things. But the times where you need support, you need encouragement, they're nowhere around. But when they need you, you're there for them. And we have to pay attention to those things. It's not that all the time we expect everybody to be there for us all the time, but once in a while, that would be nice. A check-in, a conversation, you getting something nice, a small token gift, just somebody's taking time out of their busy schedule to spend time with you just to see how you're doing, and they want nothing in return. And I think that's one of the best things and the biggest blessings about life, is that I learned that there's many ways to support others, and we can give support, and other people can give us support emotionally, mentally, spiritually, financially, okay? And our physical person, because sometimes when we go through some health issues, some health problems, and you may need some support. So yes, I do agree that it's a very wonderful thing to give back and to do good deeds. I'm all for that. I'm all for helping and praying for those, just like I'm hoping and praying for Mr. Fulton and his family. And I hope and I pray for all of my beloved motivators that, that we stay in that space to where we can realize people who are using, people who are toxic, people who are manipulators, and then remove them from our life. And knowing that we deserve better. Many times we settle for the crumbs. We settle for people treating us any type of way when we deserve so much better. You deserve so much better than you allow. And I had to say that to myself, that it was time for me to leave people who are toxic alone, learn to walk away from them. And it's okay. You don't need them in your life. We think many times that we need people to stick around and to stay in our life, and we don't. And it hurts when it's somebody that you care about, because I don't know what it is about. We think that somebody who is our blood family, that is supposed to be a different standard than other people. But I know I have had people who are strangers treat me better than my own blood. I've had them be more supportive, more compassionate, more understanding to me than my own blood relative. Those that they would go way out of their way for me when something simple as just a phone call or a text, your own doesn't do. And I do think that it's because many times our relatives, they take us for granted, and they get comfortable. They get comfortable in expecting certain things. They expect, because you are whatever title to them, that you must, that you have to, and that you'll always be there. And that's not a good thing. when we start to get away from being grateful, having the spirit of gratitude, showing appreciation for others, it is not good for us. When we show love to others, we get the same back. But we have to also identify that some people are not capable of love. Some people are not capable of compassion because deep down inside of them, their soul is sick. I learned that from Shay Love. Shout out to you, Shay Love. Some people have a soul sickness. They have a lot of issues that that's for the spirit world. They need to resolve their issues and get some assistance from God. They need help from somebody else. They need to see a therapist. They need to talk out their issues. And that's not really up to us. It's not up to us to fix people. Hey, Miss Tamika, how are you doing? Welcome. Happy Friday. I hope you all, tongue tied. I hope you are well and your family is too. Thank you so much for being here. There's many people that we have in our life that we care about and we love, but they are not loving us back. They're taking us for granted. They're using you, and we have to do something about it. Okay, we have to do something about it. We do. We have to do something about it. I say it all the time, is putting our own oxygen mask on, taking our break, putting in some self-care into ourselves, taking our time to relax, taking breaks, and learning the power of saying no. When you learn that power of saying no, and I don't have to, that changes everything in our lives. And I used to, in the beginning, when I first started saying no to people that I cared about, setting those boundaries. At first, it was like I was saying it like in a very soft way. Well, I don't think I can. And then it started to be like, I don't want to. And then it's like, no, I'm not going to explain it to you. Like, no, you the more that you believe in yourself, the more your confidence grows, the more that you begin to love yourself, is the more that you are going to be putting into more love into yourself. So to everyone, all of you motivators, I hope you wake up every day and you're saying those positive affirmations over your life. I love myself. I believe in myself. I deserve to be treated well. I respect me, and my peace of mind matters. Certain individuals, our peace of mind gets put on the back because we're so busy supporting their mental health that our mental health gets messed up. Miss Eunice says, absolutely. Some people will suck the life out of you and go on about their life while you're trying to recover. And sometimes, unfortunately, Miss Eunice, sometimes certain situations or some things that people will do to us, wow, they can mess us up so badly that you will never recover. Some dark and some deep things that people will do, sometimes you can never recover financially. Sometimes it's whatever issue they cause you to lose a job. You could get homeless behind certain people because of their manipulation, their lies, their darkness. You don't know their intentions. You don't know what they're about because they have deceived you. But we have to have enough power and strength, fortitude to love ourselves. So I say that to everybody all the time. I say that to you motivators. I say it to those that I counsel. I say it to my friends, everybody that I care about. I say that make sure that you're pouring some love into yourself, you're respecting yourself, and you're setting boundaries. Hey, Coach Sherry, how are you doing? Welcome, welcome. Coach Sherry is going to be in the Empowerment Conference tomorrow. I believe her time is, yes, it's 3:15 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So thank you so much for being here, Coach Sherry. I can't wait to see what you talk about tomorrow. Hey, Nate, how are you doing? Welcome. Happy Friday. Appreciate you being here. Thank you so much. I hope you're doing good. Yes, that's important. We have to pour love into ourselves. We have to. And many times because we're putting we're playing so many roles. We're doing so much things to support everybody, but we're not pouring that same support, the same love, that same compassion, that same joy that we need. Don't forget to love on yourself. Don't forget to give yourself time to heal and recover, because that's important. We can't just think about others and never think about ourselves. Can't. We can do it, but we shouldn't. We shouldn't. See, we know better. See, that's why I speak to all of you. I know that you all are here for a reason. You click on this channel for a reason. You're seeking motivation, inspiration, positivity, mindset shifting, and I'm here to give it to you. It's very hard sometimes, the people that we love and we care about, to tell them no. It's hard. It's hard to tell, maybe your children that I can't help you anymore. You need to, buckle down and take care of your own bills. We have to do certain things because we respect ourselves and we love ourselves. Yes, Coach Sherry, it is so true. Burnout is real if we don't take care of ourselves. And working in healthcare, I see it every day. The people who don't take care of themselves, and they get broken down. I see them all the time. They're in the hospital, blood pressure sky high. They're giving all their money away, and then they start falling behind on their bills. Their credit score, tanks. So much things happen to them because they're helping, quote unquote, their friends, their family, and other people. They're helping the person they're in a relationship. But remember, while you're helping others, you have to also help yourself. You have to also know that there is a time and a place for everything, a time and a place. Yes, if I can, if I'm in the position to do so and to help you, I will. But if I'm not going to feel guilty about that. And for many years, I put myself in that situation to where I allowed myself to feel guilty. And the people who like to manipulate and use us make us feel that we're a bad person because we won't give them our money, because we won't give them our time, because we won't tell them our business, when that's nothing but toxicity. Nobody has the right to know your personal business. That's yours. It's called your business for a reason, and you have to know your business, okay? Yes, tapping out is not a weakness. It's a strength. It is a strength. Thank you so much, Coach Sherry. Great points that you're sharing. It is. For many of us, we feel that something is wrong with us by asking for help. I want to pause on this for a little bit. I don't know why it is, but in many communities, in many families, a lot of adults feel that they should never ask for help. They should never ask for support. They should never say no. And they just keep saying yes to everybody. And they are never saying yes to themselves. Okay. And we have to say yes to ourselves, because when we say yes to us, when we say no to them, we're saying yes to ourselves. And that shows that we love ourselves, that we respect ourselves, and we know boundaries, and we are our own friend. Because when we're our own friend, we have no problem with saying, friend, you need to rest. Friend, you're doing too much. Friend, don't answer that phone call. Okay, you're doing too much for work. Now it's your time. Balance is key, motivators. Balance is key. You must know your personal boundaries, and you don't have to be a superman or a superwoman, save everybody in your family, be everybody's backup. You don't have to be everybody's personal banker. No, that's not your responsibility to bail out everybody who makes poor decisions with their money. Not saying from time to time, everybody needs some support and help. But I mean, when it's somebody that on a regular basis, they're always with their hand out, but they never have their hand out to extend some support and love to you. This is where we have to pay attention. Hey, Colton, how are you doing? Happy Friday. Welcome to you. Thank you so much for being here. Everybody who's here, if you could please hit the like, I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. And one thing that I have to say to all of you motivators, that people will never stop being toxic. I tried to talk myself out of it, like not believing that people were toxic in my life, whether it be my siblings or my friends, somebody you're in a relationship with. When people are toxic, they're toxic. When somebody shows you who they are, believe them, and believe them the first time. That was a saying by Maya Angelou. You have to believe people when they show you who they are. Your first thought about somebody is like, that's weird, or I don't like that, but then you pursue it anyways. It's very important for us to, when something doesn't feel right on our inside, to trust our gut instinct. And I'm telling you that as I've gotten older, as I've gotten mature, as I've believed in myself more and have more confidence, I learned to listen to that inner voice. I learned to say, wait a minute, is that something that you want to do? Instead of when somebody asks you to do something and they're trying to pressure you, don't let people pressure you or rush you into doing something, because it can have lasting effects when you rush into things. First, you have to think, is this something that I want to do? Is this something that I like? Do I even want to be there? Can I afford this? See, some people do not want you to sit and pause and to think, is this a good decision? Because they're trying to find a way to deceive you or separate you from your money, or or do whatever it is that they're trying to do, whatever way that they're being toxic. So never let anybody rush you into doing something that you don't want to do. If you don't want to do it, if you're not ready, you don't have to explain that to anybody. You don't want it. Be a fully grown and mature woman or man. Okay? You don't have to explain nothing to nobody. When you're grown, especially when you're mature, because that takes time. It takes time to be able to say, I don't want to do that. And I don't have to explain it, because nobody paying bills over here. Nobody is doing this, or nobody is doing that, or this is my business and I know how to handle it. And this is my business, and I know that I don't like being around these said individuals because they're always complaining. They're always whatever, talking about other people. They're always gossiping. I have to say that, like, the older that I'm getting, the more mature that I'm getting, I don't have time for the gossiping. Like, I know that everybody, you have your little tiffs, and not everybody is your cup of tea, and you don't get along with everybody. I know that. And I know that I'm not everybody's cup of tea, but I'm okay with that. I don't expect for everybody to like me, but also on the other token, I don't want other people to feel that I have to do anything for them. If you get into relationships like that, and when people get so comfortable to where they start expecting or controlling you or telling you what you should be doing, how you should feel, how you should spend your money. And I always go, what? You telling me what to do with my money, and I'm the one that worked hard, and I'm the one that, wait a minute. Don't see, you have to pay attention and just pause for a moment and think sometimes. Some people are so good at manipulating that they'll make you feel like you have to, like you have no other choice. And that's when you have to say, let me get back to you. Let me think about it. And one of my favorites, let me pray on it. Okay. Make sure that you use your discernment. Make sure that you do some tapping into what you want. It's called knowing your worth for a reason. Just because everybody doesn't know your worth, it does not mean that you don't have it. It doesn't mean that you don't possess worth. It just means some people just don't appreciate us. And I find that to be so sad sometimes. The people that we have in our life, they don't appreciate us for everything that we are, everything that we give to them, every way that we give back, everything that we do to support them. They don't get it. They don't care about you. Some people don't care about you, especially on the job. Now, I'm not saying, oh, lose your job or quit your job or anything like that, but we have to learn a balance. You work, but make sure you take your vacations. Make sure you have some fun. Make sure you spend some time with the people that matter to you. Because, yes, money and bills are, you have to pay bills and you have responsibilities, but it can't just be all work. You work hard, you deserve to take a day off, to get some refreshment, to have some fun, to laugh. Come on, everybody, let's not be a stick in the mud and just work ourselves into the ground. Because let me tell you, some of the most toxic people are employers sometimes, and you have to regulate that sometimes. When you're such a good employee, they're like, oh, like demanding overtime, overtime, overtime. You have to say, I have plans. That's a no from here. If you always say yes to everybody, they get used to it. So you have to say no. Sometimes you may even want to, you may have nothing to do, but you can't always say yes, because then they will start getting comfortable in treating you any way that they want to. Yes, Nate, it is facts. And it's true. Some people just, no matter how much you do for them, how nice you are, how concerned you are, they're never concerned about you. They're never going to check in on you, never try to be supportive of you and what you want and what you need. So you just got to leave certain people alone. And there are many people, not just on in real life, but on social media, that you have to block. I mean, you must block them, because they're always doing something. What they say, doing the most. Some people always are doing the most. And you just don't have time for it. I know I don't. As a mature woman, and I hope you all, as mature men and women, that you can identify the ones that do the smoking mirrors, the liars, my mom always used to tell me, if somebody is talking about somebody behind their back, it's only a matter of time before they're going to talk about you behind your back. And you better realize that. Don't think somebody who is laughing with you about somebody else isn't doing the same thing to you. It's just, you may not know about it yet, but they're doing it. A person who can't hold water, who can't keep personal and private business, leave them alone. Leave those people alone. Leave those folks alone, and let them go their separate ways. Let them do whatever they want to do, but don't put yourself into it. And I don't know if it was Nate or it was Miss T, but one of them did a topic in talking about that. Stop in putting yourself into other people's business. Many of us, sometimes we have friends, family, loved ones in general, and we care about them, and then they will tell us something, and then we get ourselves all involved in the tea. We get ourselves all wrapped up in the situation, and it has nothing to do with us. So we have to stop involving ourselves in other people's business. It has nothing to do with us. And you don't know the people that you are trying to, support, be on their side. You don't know what have they done. What have they done to get the repercussions of their actions? What have they done? Not everybody who comes to you complaining about the other person is on the good side. They probably were the ones that did so many things that we don't know about. So be careful about putting yourself in the middle of other people's issues, trying to tell other people, don't do this and don't do that to them and all those things. You don't know what they've done to be able to get that, the fallout, the blowback, the smoke, whatever it is, the consequences of their actions. Sometimes that's what it is. Some people, because they have done X, Y, and Z, which we don't know about, now they're suffering, and they're complaining about it. But I don't put myself into things. When people say, "Oh, what do you think about them?" No, no, no. Don't put me in the middle of nothing. Don't put me in the middle of nothing. I don't want to be involved in, two people who are having a falling out. I don't want to be in the middle of it. I have no time for it. Mm-mm. No, no, no. Miss Eunice says, absolutely. I don't get involved with gossip or gossipers. It's very mean spirited. They're time wasters. They are. They will waste our time. They will waste your time. They will be negative. And I don't know if it has ever happened to any of you motivators, but when I'm around somebody who's complaining, or they like to argue, rah, 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 and this one did this, and this one did that. Like, I don't know, it drains me. I feel like it sucks all of the life out of me, and all I want to do is rest. They make me so tired because they need to learn how to calm down. They need to learn to take responsibility for their own action, and they need to make better decisions. Some people who are toxic, they don't make good decisions. They just jump and go into things. They don't think about the ending before they do something. They just do something. Okay, I'll do it. And they don't know about, am I aligning with the right people? Is this good for me? Is this what I'm supposed to do? Is this my focus? All of those things. So make sure that you're doing your research. Make sure you find out who somebody really is and get some advice from somebody on the outside that doesn't know. What do you think about them? And that's a good person, or whoever, somebody that you trust, not just anybody, but don't just jump into relationships with people. And I say that too in romantic. This is a digital world that we live in. And there are so many people that, you're meeting people online, right? You're talking to them online, but you know nothing about them. Are they really who they say they are? You don't know. We don't know who these people are, and they're people who are giving away all of their money in their retirement. They think that they're getting married, and come to find out it's nothing but catfishing. Some of these people who do this and they're just getting money, they already have their own families. Some of them are already married. Or the person who is catfishing you could be this person of your same sex. So you think you're in this relationship with a man, and you could be in a relationship with a woman. You don't know, because you've never seen them. Have you talked to them? It's one of those things that we really have to pay attention to, being so trusting of other people. And my sister and I were talking about this the other day, that when people are in our life, we tend to think they are going to give us who we are. They're going to give you, right? But no, they're giving you themselves. We expect people to treat us the way that we would treat them, but not everybody is mature, respectful. Some people are actually negative, evil, mean-spirited. Some people have some mental illness. They have some issues. So we have to be very careful about what we spend our time, what we spend our energy on, who we stay in relationships, who we align ourselves with. Not everybody we are meant to align with. Not everybody you can trust. Not everything that people say that you can believe. I've heard some people say out of their mouths all of these things about people, and I'm like, but how do you know that? You just know what they have told you. Pay attention. How are their actions? How do they treat people? Are they respectful? Are they, compassionate and understanding? Because if they manipulate other people in their own relatives, what are they going to do to you? Some people just love the sound of their own voice. They love to complain all the time. It really can bring your spirit down and zap your energy. I know that's right, Miss Eunice. It definitely zaps mine. There are certain people I just can't. I can't deal with them. I can't deal with them because it's always complaining, it's always arguing, it's always they're on the low, they're always begging, 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 begging for something, and they never give to you. So pay attention to it, everybody. Pay attention. Yeah, it is so sick and satanic. Wicked, 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 wicked people. Please pay attention, everybody. Leave those toxic people alone. Leave them alone. Hey, Shantyrant, how are you doing? Happy Friday. Welcome in. I'm going to put the link in here for anybody who would like to have anything that you would like to add to this discussion. And I see we have Boss Life Online in the live. How are you doing, Gio? Thank you so much for being here. Welcome in. I hope all is well with you. Appreciate you being here. If you guys could hit the like, I'd really appreciate it. That's one of the things that, I had to learn that from personal experience, that it's certain people, it's certain individuals that I just have to leave them alone because they're stopping my growth. They're stopping me from being happy, and they are stopping me from using my talents. Now, I have to pause on that for a moment. Certain individuals, because they're in a position in their life to where they've given up, they don't want to try. They've been hurt so many times, and they just don't care about life. But don't allow yourself to stop because they choose to stop, because they've chosen to give up, because they've chose to be angry and bitter and mean and nasty, because they've chose to not heal. See, every day I wake up, I make a choice to show up in a positive manner, show up with love, show up with compassion for other people, and learning to be patient. For me, that's the thing that still every single day I try my best to be patient and to try not to speed up things, and to understand that everything is happening how it's supposed to happen. I don't have to rush it. I don't have to force it. And please, let's stop forcing people into being in relationships with us when they're showing you with every indication they don't care about you. They don't love you. They're not your friend. They don't want to be in a relationship. All they want is your money. They want your time. And sometimes they just want you in a sexual way. They just want to be with you, but they don't want to be in a relationship with you. The relationship is not growing. They say you stay stuck with them. So all you are is you're using them, and it turns like you're in a relationship with somebody and it's like it's your child. It's not your romantic interest. You feel like you have a baby and not a man, or not having a woman. That's one of the things that we really have to pay attention and open our eyes to. Sometimes we get so thirsty, so like excited, so desperate to feel I need a relationship so bad, and we just settle for anything. We settle for anyone. We allow them to talk to us or treat us any type of way, talk down to us, disrespect us, use us, manipulate us, talk to in a way that is emotional abuse. And nobody has the right. I don't care who they are. It could be your parents down to your spouse. Nobody has the right to be disrespectful to you. Absolutely nobody. I don't care who it is. I don't care if it's your relative. I don't care if it's your spouse, your friend, your children. Nobody has the right to disrespect you. Toxicity is toxicity. Okay? It really is. And we have to be the ones to see it. Eunice says, it's very sad here where I live in Milwaukee. There is a girl, I believe that she did online dating. Oh no. And she was unalived. I'm so sorry to hear that. And that's one of the things that we have to be very careful, because we don't know the mental state of people, and meeting up with people. That's why I always say it's so important for us to pay attention to what we say and not share our personal and private information. I see Gio in the background. Let's welcome her to the show.
Hey everybody, it's Gio. How y'all doing out there in the YouTube streets?
Hey.
I just came up just for a minute or two, Marlene, just to say
Okay.
that I used to be in a lot of toxic relationships without knowing I was in a toxic
Mhm.
relationship. It was only until after I went to therapy that I found out that those relationships were toxic, and that boy was I mad. You know, I wanted to go back and sock a few of them guys. You know what I'm saying? Just like put them down. I'm serious. I used
Mhm.
to tell my therapist that she used to say, "That's like you need to get out that frame of mind." I said, "Well, look what they did," and she said, "Well, look what you allowed."
Mhm.
And I was like, "What? You trying to blame me?" But we do have to look at ourselves, because if we don't, we won't grow from that, and you won't grow out of that. Plus, you will not recognize that. So when she said it, I got mad at her. Like, what's up? But I had to go home, and she told me to write about it until I could get to the part to where I can look at the part that I played in it. But a lot of the
Mhm.
things, while I can only speak for myself, pick toxic relationships was because I came from a toxic family. You
Mhm.
see, so that's all I knew. And boy, did I get mad at that too. You
Yeah.
because I'm like, I was a kid. How can you teach me this? You know what I'm saying? But in the long run, you have to forgive your parents, because most of the time they did the best they could, and they came from that as well. So what you gonna do? You know? So I just want to say, from sharing all of that, if you're in one, get out. Okay, I'm telling you, because it will rob you of all your dreams, your hopes, your self
Mhm.
respect, your joy, your whatever you have. It's going to be gone, because all you're going to be doing is focusing in on them to try to make them love you, and they don't love you.
Yep.
I've been there. I know. And that is how come when I found out the real deal, I wanted to knock them out. Okay? But I needed to start with Geo. But then
Mhm.
too, I had to have compassion for myself, because that's what I learned. And then I had to forgive my parents. That, when you think about it, that really, like, dude, I was just only a kid. I didn't even ask to come here. And then when I came, this is what I learned. I was
Mhm.
really upset about it. And it took me, I know, at least over a year to just get okay with that, and be okay with that, and forgive myself, forgive my parents, and forgive the parents who had them, and the parents who had them, because this time, Marlene, I broke the cycle. Okay? I don't pick no toxic people. Come my way, toxic, I'm running.
Yeah.
Okay, I cannot have you robbing me of my dreams and my hopes and my love for myself and my trust my own. I'm not going to get that to you. You can hit the door, Jack. Hit the door, Jack. You know what I'm saying? And don't come back, because I'm not going to let you back up in my life. No, man, I don't care if people think I'm hard or whatever, but I'm fighting every day to stay clear of
Mhm.
that and be the best person I can be. And that's all I have to say, Marlene.
Oh, thank you so much, Gio. And I want to say to that in response, many times we, like you said, Gio, we grew up in the toxicity environment and we just didn't know better. We didn't feel that we deserved any better. And you keep choosing what you believe that you deserve. But then when you learn to respect yourself and love yourself and know about friendship and accountability, then you do better. So now that we know better, we're doing better. And I'm so grateful that you know better and you're doing better now.
Amen. And I gotta go. I just came up to just say that. Thank you,
Thank you
Marlene.
so much, Gio. Appreciate you.
Hmm.
Great, great thoughts, Gio. I appreciate you so much for coming up. We have to know our worth. And, that's the reason why I do these topics, because we have to know our worth. You are worthy. You are capable of having a great, healthy, happy relationship, being at peace. But you have to learn to love yourself before you can expect that from other people. Until you know how to love yourself and respect yourself, you're going to settle and allow people to tell you whatever it is they want to, and just think this people love me, and they love me because they're my mama, auntie, brother, cousins, friend, spouse, significant other, whoever people are in our life. No, not because a person says out of their mouth that they love you, they actually do. Go by the actions. How do they treat you? How do they talk to you? How do they make you feel? Do they respect you? Do they know your boundaries and respect them? And if they don't, you got to leave them folks alone. Thank you guys so much for tuning into today's topic. Happy Friday to all of you beloved motivators. I appreciate every single one of you. And before I go, I have to say one more time, tomorrow is the Spring Empowerment Conference, and the title is Blossom into Your Best Self. And it's going to start at 1 p.m. at Team Bill with Gio. Yes, 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time at Team Bill with Gio. And then 1:45 is going to be Pandy's Hair Candy and More. 2:30. Be Amazing Sylvia, 3:15, Coach Sherry, 4 p.m., Coach Mary Ma, and I will be ending at 4:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. All the links to everybody will be on the community tab. I've also made a video that was uploaded a little bit before I started this live stream so that you guys can get a little bit of excitement building for this wonderful conference. And I am so appreciative to all of the ladies who participate in the Empowerment Conference. So come on, show up, be on time, and we will all see you there. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Thank you for supporting me and this channel, and leave them toxic folks alone. Know your worth. Know your worth. I'm Marlene of Marlene Motivates, your channel for motivation, inspiration, and positivity. I thank you so much for tuning in. And if you have not hit the like on the way in, please hit the like on the way out. And you know what we say over here on Marlene Motivates. Just know it. Just breathe it and be it and live your best life. I'll see you guys tomorrow at the Empowerment Conference. Bye-bye, everybody.
Be encouraged, be inspired, be yourself, you will survive. Just know it, just breathe it, and be it, and live your best life.
forgive me. I love me. I've been blessed that I have made it through. I'm stronger and worthy. I am enough now. What about you? I forgive me. I love me. I've been blessed that I have made it through. I'm stronger and worthy. I am enough now. What about you?